Is hypnosis safe? This is going to be a real short video. This is more so for the folks who are completely new to hypnosis and hypnotherapy. It's a question that I get, again, a lot, but mostly from the outsiders, the folks who are in the wellness space. They don't really have this objection. So this is more so for the folks who are new to the wellness space. Is hypnosis safe? Short answer is yes, completely safe. All hypnotists, hypnotherapists are trained. We operate by a code of ethics, so on and so forth. Whether they are self-taught, self-trained, or whether they've gone to a formal school, whatever it is, it's quite an open space with no real formal standards, but there is a code of ethics nonetheless. Because nobody really wants to get in trouble for this kind of stuff, but nonetheless, it's kind of like teaching yoga, right? Is hypnosis safe? Yes. So let's dive into this real quick. Again, I'll keep this as concise as possible. So hypnosis, first of all, and I have my notes in front of me, by the way. Hypnosis is a natural, safe process. Let's start there. It's similar to daydreaming or deep relaxation. That's literally all you feel. At the start of every single session that I have with a subject or a patient or a client, I let them know that everybody's immediate reaction is going to be different when they come out of hypnosis. Some people are highly emotional, some people are highly sedated, but during the process of hypnosis, almost every patient that I work with, every subject that I work with is just super, super, super relaxed. I've had a couple people who are emotional, and that's totally fine. Like, you're human, right? But there's never been a time where I've had someone be traumatized or have any sort of PTSD or bad reaction from hypnosis, because it's very hard to do so, number one. Number two, it's completely voluntary. You're not at the mercy of a hypnotist or hypnotherapist. This is fully voluntary. You can snap out of it at any point in time. What it feels like is, again, you're taking a nap, but you're still alert, you're still awake, you know what's going on, you're aware of what's going on, but just in terms of the level of relaxation, it literally just feels like you're taking a nap. Remember the last time you took a nap? It feels just like that. Super, super relaxing, but there's a lot going on within the deepest parts of your mind. And it actually feels really cool. A lot of people are really surprised as to how much they can recall from past events, things that they weren't even aware of. But they're surprised as to how much they can recall from decades in their past with extreme clarity. It's because we've bypassed the conscious mind, at this point, and we're now operating in the subconscious mind. We're pulling things out, we're planting new seeds, we're rewiring and reprogramming literally the subconscious mind. So the biggest fear I have, from the people who ask if hypnosis is safe is if they feel like they're going to get stuck there, or they're afraid what they might find or come across. Again, hypnosis is entirely voluntary. You can't get stuck. You can't get stuck in hypnosis, right? Now, I think the biggest skill from a hypnotherapist standpoint is just having people feel comfortable with the person, me, who's administering the hypnosis session. And so a lot of that means, it's about building massive rapport with whoever I'm working with, because number one, you can't be hypnotized if you don't want to be. It's like you can't go to sleep, you can't take a nap unless you want to take a nap. I can't make you do that. I can't make you close your eyes. You're going to have to be willing to do that. You're going to have to say, you know what, I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to make it so that I'm as relaxed as possible. I'm going to sit down or I'm going to lay down, and I have the intentions of going to bed. People who have the intentions of being hypnotized 100% of the time get hypnotized. And often you don't really know, it doesn't really feel like stage hypnotism where you're acting like a superhero or whatever it is. It doesn't feel like that. This is hypnotherapy. It's not stage hypnotism, which is entertainment. This is hypnotherapy, right? So you can't get stuck in hypnosis. You're not going to have a bad reaction. It's actually a lot more of it's entirely a therapeutic practice. Think therapy, but with your eyes closed. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly why it's so potent, right? Therapy works on a conversational level, and you can only recall things that your conscious mind can recall. Hypnotherapy is so effective because we can guide you as a hypnotherapist based on our prior conversations leading up to the session, right? We know what we're planning for. We know what your goals are. We know what you want to feel and experience afterwards coming out of hypnotherapy. So the entire list of suggestions and things that I'm saying to the subjects are based around that, right? To have you get the results that you want. And so we've talked about this before. You are familiar with your hypnotherapist if they've done this part right, if they've built rapport with you, if you have a bit of a relationship with them. And so you're not gonna there's no test here. And part of the issue I ran into early in my days of hypnotherapy was not spending enough time getting to know my patients and my clients. I still got the results that they wanted, but there's a lot of people who could have gotten results, who should have done sessions and would have changed their lives instantaneously, exponentially, had they worked with me and done hypnotherapy, but they were hesitant to commit because they were a little too weirded out by hypnosis, right? So I started really just lengthening my process of letting people get to know who I am, letting people and doing videos like this, answering questions up front so that they know that this is just literally therapy with your eyes closed, right? And you got to understand, hypnotists and especially hypnotherapists are professionals. This is what they do. They operate by a code of ethics, right? You need to work with a hypnotherapist if you want the most effective results possible, right? You need to have full-on conversations with what exactly it is that you want. Like my hypnotherapy is for mental performance. I rewire people's minds for success. Okay, great. But there's a lot of stuff under that umbrella. Is it anxiety? Is it confidence? Is it income? Is it self-esteem? Is it self-worth? Is it focus? What exactly are we touching on? This is why I have conversations at length with everybody that I work with to see, number one, if they're even open to it. Because I can't do anything about your mental state if you're not willing to be open, if you're not willing to tell me what's going on, right? And number two, if they're the right fit for hypnotherapy. A lot of people just aren't the right fit because, again, they're not willing to invest in themselves in that way. They're not willing to go to therapy. And that's totally fine, to each their own. But again, is hypnosis safe? 1000%.